I still hear the music.
Not yet. At around 3 or something, I will tell you. Once we are going to speak, then I will tell you.
Hear the music.
What's that?
I still hear the music.
It's music. That's all right. Let it play.
Okay, and that'll go right until 3 o'clock. Is that when?
Yeah. Once we are going to speak, and then we are going to turn it on so that people can join.
So they're gonna start the
Who's
talk at 3 o'clock.
And
That's
then-
what he's saying. So
You
they're
mean
gonna
the
just
person on
keep
the
it
other
on
end will be
hold.
logging into it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
some people
Okay.
are going to.
All right, just want to make sure that, okay.
Wait until 3 o'clock? No, they just started now. For the dance.
Of course.
एक सीधी तरह है, एक सीधी तरह। Testing के लिए Catherine, please come.
Oh, okay.
Why are you hiding?
Is someone sitting here?
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's a bag there.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. And I will introduce myself to you guys. My name is Habiba Ashna. I'm originally from Afghanistan. Previously, I've worked with different Afghan and Persian organizations in Afghanistan. And I live in Washington, D.C. area. And today we are here to tribute to Shaheed Nawab Bugti. Before I go ahead and talk more, I just want to tell you guys a little about the AFB. AFB unites Baloch and Americans from different backgrounds to protect democracy and secularism in Balochistan. And briefly put, AFB has 6 agendas. Monitor and highlight the human rights conditions in Balochistan, interferes in human rights organizations who rarely consider Balochistan so as to help break the silence that facilitates impunity for those who kill and torture. Second, work with the U.S. Congress for formation of Balochistan caucus and the U.S. Congress to send a fact-finding mission to Balochistan and Pakistan and reintroducing a resolution on the right in the House of Representatives. With think tanks to promote research on Balochistan politics, society, and culture. Reach out to U.S. media to that there is more awareness about Balochistan in the U.S. The launch of Baloch language service for the Voice of America so that the world better understands the ground realities in Balochistan. And I believe we have Voice of America here today. Visits by Baloch scholars, writers, and intellectuals to the United States. These programs such as this one for Baloch in the US. All these in AFB itself was possible because of one person, the person who is here today with us, Mr. Ahmed Masti Khan. Ahmed Khan, founder and president of the American Friends of Balochistan. He's a Baloch freelance journalist and freedom activist born in Rangoon, Burma, to an X-rated Baloch news. He has worked as a journalist in newsrooms in Pakistan, United Arab Emirates, and the United States. His writings on Balochistan minority rights and the environment have appeared in numerous publications. Pakistan's nuclear test of 1998 in Shanghai, the gravest harm Islamabad inflicted on his ancestors' land. His blog Balochistan Inside appears in the Times of India. Tekun Olam, which I don't think I pronounced it correctly, appeared in Jerusalem Post. has been part of the Baloch freedom and Baloch years, mainly since 1940s. Four members of his family, an uncle and three cousins, were severely tortured by the ISI for their brief they were severely tortured by the ISI for their struggles and freedom, for the freedom of Balochistan. Under two different premiers, he has organized many protests and conferences in Washington, D.C., and two conferences in Geneva, Switzerland, to highlight Pakistan's crimes against humanity in Balochistan.
Thank you, Abiba. It's not because of all of you, that we are here today. I'm extremely indebted who is siding with the people of Balochistan. I don't have enough words to say thanks to you. If Chaudhary of Calcutta leaves his comfortable bed, Najib Khan of Quetta on the couch himself, barely know each other, for the cause, for the sacrifices that the Baloch people are giving. It means we are. When a beautiful Afghan girl like Habiba Ashna, in house on the waterfront, 9 people, this means we are winning. In Cameroon Potter, with a doctor's appointment coming up, the Baloch people are winning. This great gentleman of the Baloch nation, he could have easily lived his last years in the West, any country in the West. Path of struggle, path. He knew he had very little chance. It's the largest army in the world. He still fought with an army and gave his life along with 37 of his best comrades. We are here 11 years later to pay tribute to Shaheed Nawab Khan Bugti. In 2006, August 26, there was one Nawab Khan Bugti. There are 25 million plus Nawab Bugtis. Every Baloch is today Nawab Bugti. He fought because a woman was raped. Dr. Shadia Khalid was raped the dark wintry night of January 3, 2005. And he said, no, we are not going to let that happen. And he fought for the right of that woman, Dr. Shadia Khalid. This General Parvez Musharraf, he said that Pakistani women be raped so that they can get Western asylum. You can see the mindset of that Pakistani general was a coward. So, Nawab Khan Bugti. Khan Bugti was a very, very interesting personality. Was in the nonsense propagates to have bloodshed inside Balochistan. they are conducting jihad. They are conducting jihad in Afghanistan, in Kashmir. We are hearing today about ISIS had theoreticians. One was Lieutenant General Hamid Gul of the ISI. Only ISI. He is an ideologue. He's now expired. He was an ideologue also of the ISIS. Was posted as Consul General in Herat, but actually was not only ISI, it was ISIS with Khwaja, squadron leader. The ISI, ISIS. So we Baloch people in Balochistan are confronting the ISIS, and so we are here, we are appealing to the Council of Good People. To the council of every person, whether Christian, whether Jew, whether atheist, who does not believe in jihad, who knows that Pakistan is bad news for the world. Our struggle has produced results. Last year, August 15, from the historic Red Fort, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, leader of world's largest democracy, clearly spoke out for the people of Balochistan. To our elder brother, Narendra Modi, for speaking out for Baloch people. August 21, finally, Pakistan cannot deceive the world any longer. This year, August 21st, Donald Trump has said very clearly, no friend of the United States. How deceptive can they be? Billions of dollars of US taxpayers' money. Osama bin Laden next to their West Point military academy in Kabul. I'd like to tell you something about Nawab Bugti. He was an atheist. When asked about life after death, I don't believe that stuff. After death, there is earth. Then the maggots get you. But my nephew, he said with the relish of anticipated cruelty, and curling his legs further under him, he believes in paradise, Hajj twice. You know what he is? Puris, Gilmans, and Sharab, prostitutes, little boys, and wine. Prostitutes and boys, he added confidentially. So this was Nawab Bugti's mindset. He didn't believe in the nonsense that the mullahs of Pakistan propagate. Many little children, tens of thousands of children. Hindus are cowards, Jews are cowards. The best Hindu is a dead Hindu. This kind of nonsense. Nawab Bugti, his closest neighbors were Hindus. Around his house in Dera Bugti, because the Hindus are very peaceful. He wanted to make sure that they are not going to be. And I salute those Hindus, 32 Hindus who were massacred on March 17, 2005. They were the best sons and daughters of Balochistan. Salute them. Thousands, more than 7,000 Bugti tribesmen who have been killed since 2005. Tens of thousands of other Baloch who have been massacred, brutally killed, which is a Hitlerite army. Related to this book, the book I read out from just now was Breaking the Curfew by Emma Duncan. In this other book written by Selig Harrison, Shadow, he writes about how the Pakistan army treated the Baloch. Claim that 125 guerrillas were killed in the Battle of Jamalan, was very, very popular battle, 1973. Today, these battles are being fought almost every day, but there is very little media. There is no media coverage. Claimed that 120 guerrillas were killed and 900 captured. Estimates suggest that at least 50,000 sheep and 550 camels were captured at Shamalan, off by the army at bargain prices. And not only that, one of the leaders, Sher Mohammad Mari, said the Baloch Mari woman to auction that market. The ISIS today does same way. We are being treated the same way the ISIS treats the religious minorities in Iraq. We are calling for the help. Every person who has got conscience and support our struggle. It is a genuine struggle, better alternative to Pakistan. And I can assure you, for speech of August 15 by Narendra Modi, latest talk on August 21 is connected. If the boys in Rawalpindi Army GHQ and the Apara headquarters in Islam stand that, I feel sorry for them. They are going to have very hard time coming soon on them. The judge, they'll have to answer to the World Court of Justice. They are not going to get away by killing our people, thinking that they are going to take our ports and our natural resources. No. Awake today. This gentleman, our great father, Nawab Bugti, gave his life and awakened us. To let that happen. I am telling you, the generals of Punjab are not only very poor students of history, what happened in 1971 in Dhaka, but they are also very poor students of geography, as they don't know where the where the borders of Balochistan begins, where the border of Afghanistan begins, and where the border of India begins. They don't know that. They claim Kashmir is theirs. They think Afghanistan will be their fifth province. They think they are going to rule over Balochistan forever. Boots with bayonets, with rockets. That is about to end. So I'm bringing you today the good news that people cannot be enslaved forever. We have the support of our Afghan brothers and sisters. We have the moral support of our 1.5 billion brothers and sisters of India. We have the moral support of 200 million people of Bangladesh. They are standing with us. We are not alone, and we shall prevail. Thank you very much.
Speaker is President of the Leadership Council for Human Rights, is an anthropologist. She has also worked on different caucuses and advisor to different senators and representatives in the Congress. She was also the founder of the Congressional Human Rights Caucus. So please welcome Ms. Kathleen Kaur.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that you are here on this momentous. I have been working for Pakistan and the people of Afghanistan for many, many years. As you mentioned, I created long ago the Congressional Human Rights Caucus when my husband was a member of Congress, and I was brutally strip searched and beaten in the former Soviet Union. I have used that occasion to bring the powerless to the tables in Washington, D.C., and I believe that this last few weeks have been extremely important for the people in Balochistan and for the Sindh people as well. Honored to be here to honor this man, a man of truth, a man who stood for his people. I believe that what we must do for him and all Baloch in this town. I look at how Pakistan and the ISI has infiltrated it. I get really upset. In Washington, and you might imagine that having created the Congressional Human Rights Caucus, I'm a known quantity in Washington. Created more than probably anybody you'll ever meet. I have caused people to listen to me and to listen to the mood. And I am disgusted that the war against apathy and incompetence starts in this city. You can see how Pakistan is the Congress, how Pakistan causes people to sit back and think, oh, well, I better not speak out on this because they've contributed so much money to this, to my campaign. Everyday corruption in this town. This is not corruption in Pakistan. The Congress is bought and sold, and it must end. I believe that a coup has occurred in the United States. Military coup, in the positive sense, that now we have these amazing advisors who've gotten to listen to what's happening to the people in Balochistan, to listen to what's happening to women who are disappeared, standing for their, I'm sorry, did I? I'm sure I've made some people upset. But that's the way I do things. Thank you. Like this man speaks the truth and always has, and we must stand up for him. We must stand up. We must act. We must not accept the whole thing. And the one thing that bothers me about today's event, hey, in Washington, nobody's here. So I think what we need to do to get a group of members of Congress together today that celebrates his life. That in a day when the Congress is usually in session, bring people together so that they can speak up and stand with him. So I hope that next year, while we can celebrate it on this day, in a day when the Congress is in session. Now, I guess I have a little bit of time, so I'm going to tell you a story of how I got involved in this. Yes, you know, I started with the human rights. We make trouble wherever. I was just a little congressional wife in the early 80s. My husband was on the Foreign Operations Subcommittee of Appropriation, called my committee. And we were going on a congressional delegation, you know, and I had been reading about what was happening in Pakistan, about how many people who were in refugee camps. Read about the fact that tuberculosis was running in these camps, and we couldn't get any money. Famkin, which was a drug against tuberculosis. So I came up with the brilliant idea that pharmaceutical companies in our congressional district give me medicine to take to distribute in the camps. Well, the State Department about this, who said to me, Oh my goodness, you can't do that. That's unheard of. You cannot take drugs to Pakistan. So look at me. I smuggled drugs to Pakistan. Okay? I got 400,000 doses of rifampicin. And so when all the other little congressional wives were dressed up in little fancy outfits, I took a change of clothes and I put all that medicine in my bags. There. Okay, so we get to Pakistan. We get off the plane. All the State Department people, husbands, and it's raining, take all of our husbands to go for a classified briefing. And at the time, I worked for the Secretary of Energy and worked on National Security Council issues, of course. But I'm not, I had more of a clearance than any of those members of Congress. And we're left there in the rain, and I have that Irish, so that I was very upset about this. And I staged a coup again with the congressional wives who all went on strike until it was addressed. Okay? Instead of having just a dinner for the men at Al-Haq, there was one where Begum Zia was invited, and I stood up and said, well, guess what? I've got all of these drugs I've brought for these poor suffering people in the camps. Take it to them. And we did. What's interesting to me is how facts get distorted. On that Codell was a very good friend, Charlie Wilson. That scene when we go to the refugee camps, because I smuggled drugs to Pakistan. Of course, they made a movie about Charlie Wilson's war. But really, still fighting today is the war that I view as a mother, as a grandmother. We must stand up for the people who are suffering. We must help them. And instead of rubbing shoulders with Pakistani generals, Hill, we need to become much more active and bring people this issue. It is a universal human rights issue that must be addressed. I mean, he's tried to throw me out of council meetings in Geneva. I was speaking for the Sind. When they can have that much weight in our international institutions and the US government to change. And I'm here to say we're going to make that change. Yeah. I'm sorry, I've talked way too long, and I apologize. I did have a nice, sweet little note, but I had surgery on anyway, so I can't read a darn thing. So you've got to hear me tell stories, but I appreciate very much everyone who's here from my heart, everyone who can help us move this on Capitol Hill. Like I said, I'd like to be on the ground. I'm known for being on the ground with the people that I work with. I've tried everything to get on the ground there, and I've been discouraged every step of the way, but we're gonna change that too. Thank you for your commitment, and I look forward to working in the future. Thank you.
Now we'll be joined on the phone by two very important Balochistan leaders. The phone line is set up in such a way that it may take some time for them to join, but I think our very competent technician is there. I really appreciate his presence and help here today. Thank you, sir. So we'll be joined by Nawab Bugti, who is the president of the Baluch Republican Party, and he is the Tumandar or chief of the largest Bugti tribe. He is the political successor of Nawab Akbar Khan, Shahid Nawab Akbar Khan Bugti. He has been struggling. He has been doing the same work that his grandfather wanted him to do. His grandfather had selected him. His grandfather had trained him for leadership and service to the people of Balochistan. He had dodged Pakistani bombs. He had been where he was made an assassination attempt was made on him in Kabul, and he survived that. He is a powerful voice for the freedom of Balochistan. He will be joining us on the phone momentarily. Please bear with me, because then the phone will, once he joins, it will come online. It will be on the, yeah, you can hear him when he comes into the room. I will also be joined by Nawab Mehran Mari. He is the Pakistan representative to the United Nations Human Rights Council. He is the chief of the Mari tribe. The Maris had given historic sacrifices for the people of Balochistan. They were one of the first to at Pakistan Army. He is the youngest son of late Baloch leader Nawab Khair Bakhsh Mari. His life to say that Baloch people. Please, the gentlemen, please welcome our honorable guest, Nawab Nawab Bugti. I clap with his arrival in the room. Thank you. Nawab Sahab, are you there? Nawab Sahab, thank you so very much for joining us today. We salute you. We salute your courage. We salute your dedication. We salute your service for the independence of Balochistan. You have remained steadfast on the path that was chosen by Shahid Nawab Akbar Khan Bugti. We appreciate that role that you have played. We are highly appreciative of your presence today here. I will please, we already have released your video, American Friends of Balochistan channel on YouTube, or on Twitter at AFB USA, and people have watched that. Chance to watch your video yesterday, all of me, my colleagues here from the American Friends of Balochistan, Habiba Ashna, Pakistan, a brave daughter, shoulder to shoulder. My good friend, Guripati, a Brahman, a Hindu American, who has been with us like our blood and bone. I also have a young gentleman who was almost killed by the ISI, Najib Khan, economic forecasting from a university in New York. He has left his two beautiful kids and a beautiful wife in Albany, New York, to be with us today, to Shahid Nawab Akbar Khan Bugti. Sir, we welcome you in this room. I won't stand in the way between the crowd. If you can say some of your thoughts for today, sir.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, good afternoon. I'm really thankful to the American Friends of Balochistan for organizing this event. To Father Shahid Nawab Akbar Khan Bugti on his 11th Muharram anniversary. He was my grandfather who raised me both personally and politically to be of service to my people. Shahid Nawab Bugti was a father figure to more than 25 million Baloch all over the world. The assassination of my grandfather, Nawab Akbar Bugti, changed the political landscape of Balochistan forever. My grandfather knew very well his chances of success against the Pakistani army was nil. Still he stood up for the right against sixth largest army in the world. Grateful to him for his struggle and supreme sacrifice. He was a legend in his lifetime who made history through his bravery, struggle, and ultimate sacrifice for Baloch people and Balochistan. Through his struggle and sacrifice that no power on earth can deter people once they stand up for them. Of my grandfather, I survived many assassination attempts by Pakistani army, rockets, bombing. Still I sought refuge in Afghanistan. But there too, it's suicide bombers to target me. Well-known journalist from New York Times, Carlota Gall, wrote about the attack in her book, The Wrong Enemy. I strongly recommend reading the book to understand Pakistan better. People, the Bugti Baloch refugees who migrated from Balochistan to escape Pakistani army's atrocities have been killed by the ISI in Afghanistan. Switzerland, the deep state did not end this dirty tricks against me. They have tried their level best to get false red warrants in my colleagues. The red warrant request was rejected by Interpol because fortunately the world now knows more about the double game of Pakistan establishment. They have been deceiving the US and Western countries in war on terror. Designated terrorists still roam freely in Pakistan, while the political leaders and activists of Balochistan are targeted, abducted, tortured, and killed on a daily basis by the Pakistani forces. Network leadership and people like Hafiz Saeed roam freely in the streets of Lahore and Islamabad. 7 years, one of the main reasons Pakistani establishment disliked my grandfather, Nawab Bugti, was because he believed Baloch should be owners of their land and resources. Father opposed Pakistani plan of giving Gwadar to the Chinese. And China is now building a huge military base in Gwadar in the pretext of so-called China-Pakistan economic corridors of death and destruction. The CPEC, as it's locally called, not only provides China access to Arabian Sea, but also gives strategic position. While Pak and China further their evil designs and butcher the Baloch for opposing them. Pakistan was never a friend of US, but through deception got itself labeled as major NATO ally of the United States. Dollars of US taxpayers' money. We welcome President Trump's statement Monday strategy on dealing with Pakistan. We have been paying Pakistan billions and billions of dollars. At the same time, they are housing the very terrorists that we are fighting. We have been saying the same for years, and it is really encouraging for us to see the US government recognize the real face of Pakistan. The government of the United States has responsibility to recognize and differentiate between its friends and foes in the region. The United States will not let us down this time, and we will not have to lose our leader, Nawab Bugti, who stood and fought for our shared values. Thank you very much.
Thank you on behalf of everyone present in the room. Now I will please open the session for questions and answers. But Wajib Rahmdak Bugti, I want to please ask you, the first question I will ask you is, what does Pakistan actually want from Balochistan? How do you see that? What is Pakistan? Can you please elaborate on that?
Of course, definitely. Want is pretty clear. They want our land. They want our resources, my Baloch people. So they are taking our resources for last 50 years. If you see in Balochistan, there is no development, and the people are living like in. I make it very short that they want our land, they want our resources, minus the Baloch people.
I also want to please ask you, what is the similarity that you see between the ISI and the ISIS? One and the same, or what is it? How do you feel about that, sir?
I think Mr. Meran is also present, so you could also ask some of the questions from Mr. Meran. He is very expert in this topic. So this is my request to you. So
Waja Mehran Baloch, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I'm extremely sorry. You see, Nawab Mehran Mari, as I had introduced, he is the youngest and most loving son of the late Nawab Khair Bakhsh Mari. They have been the backbone. They have been the backbone struggle for dignity, for being treated as equal humans. Not have enough words to say thanks to his great father. Work spanning more than half century in the minds of Baloch people be secure in Pakistan. Nawab Mehran Mari is following the same path, loved son of his father, and he's committed to the same ideals, the same goals of his father. We are really appreciative of your presence today. Kindly, sir, please tell us something. What are your thoughts for the day first? Can you please share your thoughts?
Thank you, Mr. Mufti Khan, for a flattering introduction and kind words. For inviting me to share my thoughts on the anniversary of the brutal murder in 2006 today of Sheikh Nawab Bugti at the hands and his coward commander, General Pervez Musharraf. If the Pakistani military establishment and the Pervez Musharraf thought by assassinating Nawab Bugti, they would kill the struggle of the rich people to end their occupation. Right. Today, there is not a single Baloch household in occupied Balochistan that flies the hated Pakistani flag. On the day Nawab Bugti died, are the sworn enemies of Pakistan's state, masters who lack any self-respect for their own heritage. If any individual celebrates their heritage, no wonder these generals and Punjabi politicians cannot speak any language. Mother tongue. They emulate being the Nawabs of but sound foolish no matter what language they speak. Mari was a close associate of Nawab Bugti. He turned to these merchants of medievalism and put them to exploit and loot the human and natural resources of Balochistan. Months of hire are trembling after President Trump lifted the burqa and the support of ISIS, Taliban, and numerous jihadi fanatics funded by Nawab Bugti to destroy the character of secular Balochistan. To deliver immediately on the promise of Nawab Bugti, or my father, Nawab Khair Bakhsh Mari. Ladies and gentlemen, as long as the last Baloch is alive, we will fight to the end. To end the 70-year-old occupation of our country, of the departing British and the orphans of Jinnah. Speed, Balochistan Zindabad.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Now I would like to repeat my question to either of you guys, whoever wants to jump in and tell us, what is the similarity between ISI and the ISIS? How can you explain that, sir?
I think they just missing another. Sorry.
please, Mr. Meran.
Yes, I think it's just missing an S. Otherwise, in nature and in conduct, it's actually the same.
Thank you. Thank you. I think that was very short and sweet. Thank you. To ask other friends in here who have questions,
Yes.
please.
I have a question.
Yeah.
This is Dr. Munish Raizada.
Yeah, Dr. Munish Raizada, thank you so very much for joining us today. We were expecting you here. Dr. Munish Raizada is a medic, a doctor, and a board member of the American Friends of Balochistan. He was planning to come here today personally, but he could not. Dr. Raizada, I will appreciate if you may share your thoughts for 2 minutes the situation in Balochistan, and what do you say about how the United States and India should help, and the other countries of the world should help Balochistan?
Thank you very much. I will definitely speak on this, but I had a question for Mr. Ramdak.
Yes, sir, he is in the room. Yes, sir.
Ramdak ji, Assalamu alaikum, and you guys are doing fantastic job. Ahmed Sahab also said, courage, we salute the courage, you are showing. To make a request to you and other, freedom fighters for Balochistan, come to USA, but us here for the fight for Balochistan. Is something preventing you? Is US not coming in is not supporting it, or is it something coming in between?
Thank you. Thank you. Both Wajah Brahmdak Bugti and Wajah Mehran Mari, I think both of you guys should please chime in into this.
Sure. If I can give a brief answer to this, if Mr. Bugti doesn't mind, I think we are in the United States today. We are speaking in the United States press club.
Yes. No, I was talking about many freedom fighters are stationed in Europe.
I would object to you on the word freedom fighter. I think that would be a bit too far. Otherwise, there's a lot of exile leaders in Europe.
Yeah.
We need you in Washington.
Catherine is saying, Catherine Potter says, the American people need you guys, both of you guys, to please come to Washington, D.C. as soon as you can.
Definitely. We'll be there very soon.
I will now ask others in the room if they have any question to please come. There is Mr. Jalil Afridi, he is Pakistani. He wants to ask you a question, sir. Wajah gappa goshta minwa che ushi baat.
Assalamualaikum Bugti Sahab. My name is Jalil Afridi. I'm managing editor of the Frontier Post. Interviewing your grandfather just a couple of months before he was killed. Is that while I was interviewing your grandfather, he did not raise a single objection about the Gwadar port. He did not say a single thing. He did have issues with the cantonments. To know, where do you get this philosophy from? Because this philosophy was not of your grandfather. The question is, when you talk about Balochistan, the Pashtun population is about 3 times more. Will let you have a free Balochistan or a country? So these are my 2 questions, please.
I'm here to represent
Yes.
the question. There is a question here.
I think you are not very well aware of the population of Balochistan. Pashtuns are not 3 times of the Balochis. They are 50. Your first question ever mentioned Gwadar. I don't know what you were asking at that time and what your questions were. Mentioned Gwadar in so many interviews. I don't know what you have seen or not. It's not my fault. I think you have to educate yourself first. And on your second question, like in independence of Balochistan, we are not talking about area. We are talking about the Balochis area. We have nothing to do with the Pashtuns. They want to live with us. They want to live with Pakistan. They want to live with Afghanistan. It's totally their choice. We are not forcing any other nation to be part of us or to ask independence from the day first.
Thank you so very much, sir. Wajah Mehran, you want to say something on the same question?
Yes, just a brief comment on this, because I found first of all, as Mr. Bugti said, the gentleman is very misinformed and misleading. And secondly, telling the exact narrative of Pindi. Pashtuns will not let you get independence. Yeah, Punjabis are not letting us get independence. No one's going to give us independence on plate.
Thank you very much, sir. I would like to say a very good son of Pashtunistan, the Pashtun belt of Balochistan, Najib Khan, was attacked by the ISI and almost got killed. He is as enthusiastic about free Balochistan as anyone else, all of the Baloch people are. So the Pashtun belt in Balochistan, as far as my idea goes, it belongs to Afghanistan. No, you see, it's their choice wherever they want to go. And if anyone has a question. Krishna Gudipati is a board member of the American Friends of Balochistan. He wants to ask a question, sir.
Good morning. I don't know, it's good evening there. So, this is Krishna Gudipati, American Hindu. Question, Bhakti Sahib, is that how do you see Hindus in a free Balochistan world? The current Pakistan, we have seen the Hindus going down from 15% to 2%, and also how one of the Baloch Hindu was persecuted, sharing some pictures of his pilgrimage tour in Balochistan pilgrimage.
Hindus in Balochistan, that's what he's asking. What is the future holds for them? Free Balochistan. Hello? Yes, sir, are you there?
It's me.
Yes, sir. Please. Hindu future in Balochistan.
Yes, Mr. Khan. Shall I answer it or is asking Mr. Bhakti the question?
Any of you guys may please answer it.
My own opinion today is a very important day to bring up this question. 5th of March 2005, when Nawab Bugti's house was attacked and its military, the Hindu mandir just adjacent to Mr. Bugti's was attacked. Over 70 Hindus were killed, women and children. There was a Hindu Tewar on the 5th of March. That reached me in 2006. Everyone was crying when they saw the Pakistani army's brutality. So targeting of the Baloch population, we consider the Hindus part of our own population. Hindus, they target them twofold, being Baloch and the Hindus. So when Balochistan gets independence, same right as we do.
Anyone else wants to ask a question? Yeah, a very good friend. He's with the Voice of America.
And joined.
To ask a question, sir. America, Diva.
Hello, my question is about the current political setup in Balochistan. You said all Balochs are united but we see there are still political setup in the Pakistan political democracy. So how do you see those Baloch political parties, if you say united for freedom of? My question, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please could be direct. I can get a question. I guess everybody else can hear.
What's that? He's asking about.
Hello,
Yeah, sir.
I have a question.
He's asking about the attitude of Baloch freedom parties towards the other parties who take part in the election politics and other politics of Pakistan, because there are some Baloch parties who are part of that setup.
Yes.
So Zahid Khatak is asking, what is your attitude about them? What is your policy?
Tell Mr. Zahid, there's a very good English name for them. They're called quasi-links. They're collaborators. They are the true sons of the soul. What the quasi-links did in Europe, it's in front of everyone. And these are the quasi-links of Balochistan. They represent Balochistan in any way, shape, Baloch who matter, who are genuine, are united.
I will ask Nawab sir, please be there. He is going to share his thoughts for the day today. He is a Pashtun from Balochistan. As I said, he was attacked by the ISI. Please listen to his thoughts for the day as a tribute to Nawab Bugti. Please come, Najib.
Thank you, Mr. Omar. I would like to pay tribute Nawab Bugti in the words of Salman Laik, Afghan poet, as he said, that it shuvi sar bajak nishid khalgu qurbani chok war ne ki qurbani ki khbal sunan. It's like you can't get freedom unless you pay. So that's good. I mean, it's not a close meaning, but I try my best to translate it. Shaheed devoted his life to the people of Balochistan, both the Baloch and the Pashtuns. And more importantly, he had always been known to the minorities in Balochistan. Shaheed Nawab Bugti had always tried, and Pashtun tribes united to maintain their course of generosity and the secularism. His vision was for a united nationalist political movement to encounter the Pakistan wicked mission, the local Baloch and Pashtun youths, which had been using by Pakistani forces as a supplementary fuel for the so-called Afghan Jihad. Nawab Bugti was one of the most experienced politicians. He has never saw armed struggle as a solution to Balochistan question, opened himself for negotiation with Islamabad, but he had different Pakistani establishment and Pakistani army at the time when they crossed human rights abuse in Balochistan. And of course, those all are with the Peking emperors. He had them choose those brutal Pakistani army. Pakistani army and the establishment is destroying to nationalism values. At the same time, they have provided to the world most of Al-Qaeda, ISIS, they're fighting in Afghanistan and Pakistan. And Akbar Khan Bugti well anticipated and were committed to fight these horrible agendas of Pakistani establishment. Nawab Akbar Khan Bugti devoted his life of oppressed nations in Pakistan. Ultimately, he became the undisputed martyr of Balochistan, both for Pashtun and Baloch. Our hero. Long live free Balochistan. Thank you very much.
Sir, this was Najib Khan from Quetta. I will ask, Krishna had already said something, but I'll ask him to please come and pay Hindu tributes to Nawab Akbar Khan Bugti. Krishna, good evening.
Namaste, baby, and happy Ganesh Chaturthi to all. Today is Ganesh Chaturthi. Hindus are praying all over the world, including in Balochistan now. Basically, it's the remover of obstacles and achiever of success. But when we talk about Balochistan, incident that happened recently, Prakash Kumar, 35, mobile cell vendor, Pakistan, when he uploaded pictures of the festival of Hinglaj Mata in his home district of Las Bella, he sent his images in WhatsApp the one of the residents, Anwar Qadiri, who was a Hindu hater, WhatsApp posted abuse picture against Kumar's Hindu's beliefs, and it was widely circulated. And then he was persecuted in his house, and a mob got around, sent out from his house. So currently, that is the state of Hindus in Balochistan. And one of the reasons why I am with American Friends of Balochistan is to help the Hindus in the Balochistan area. And if you see in the Balochistan, Mehrangarh, 4,000 years of heritage, Hindu heritage, and then Hinglaj, which is one of the power centers of Hindu Shakti Peethams, which is there, one that is outside the current in the India. And when we see pictures of Islamic State destroying in Palmanar, and Islamic State coming towards the east, and already within, our distinguished speakers have already been speaking. Islamic State is already within the Pakistan entity. They are completely of the Pakistan, and they cannot get out of it. I don't know. They may say they may want to get out of it, but they may not, unless US helps. And the only way this can be protected is by free Balochistan. And Shahid Nawab Bugti, which is explained earlier, Hindus, irrespective of their faith, and Shahid Nawab Bugti also, just like me, and that is it's completely different from the radical Islamic terrorists, living their lifestyle now. So as you can see, this will be a and all faiths loving a country and leadership, and I hope leadership like Nawab Bugti and Mehran Murray and other Baloch leaders will continue to protect that legacy, helps establish a safe and joyous and focused on development versus any specific ideology-based country.
Sir, this was Krishna Gudipati, who is the board member of the American Friends of Balochistan. Sir, anyone else in the room wants to ask a question? Mr. Imam, do you want to ask a question?
Mufti Khan, I'd like to say something.
Yeah, please, sir.
Yeah, I really appreciate Mr. Krishna's words. And one thing that just came to my mind, Nawab Bugti had such an impact on the Pakistani establishment and Musharraf and the stooges, and they paid him more after his death. And just an example came to my mind. Mashal Khan, young students, he had a big picture of Nawab Bugti in his room, big photo poster of him. So that shows the extent to which they failed how Bugti they murdered that young boy because he had a picture of.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I want to ask you one question which is very important. Yes, we believe that you guys believe in the freedom of Balochistan, and you have dedicated your lives, and you have rejected the offices that you can get if you go to Balochistan. You will, I'm pretty sure one of you may become the governor, the other the chief minister of Balochistan. But you have rejected that, and you have chosen the path of struggle as you want every Baloch to enjoy free man. I salute you for that. Having said that, I would please ask you on the dismissal of Nawaz Sharif. Why do the army generals treat their own prime minister in such a shabby manner? Can you please share your thoughts on that? Are you there? Hello? Hello? I think the line might have dropped. Hello?
No,
Are you there? Okay, okay. Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, please. We thought the line has dropped or something. Can you please share your thoughts on dismissal of Nawaz Sharif?
I'm not an expert on Pakistani politics. I try to pay at least amount of attention to it. But in my opinion, associated, related, and they eat from the same bowl. So there must be to them all. I never believe that, they never undercut each other. The military, the Pakistani political leadership, so-called political leadership, they're all in one. I don't see any significance.
Wow. Wajab Ramdev, what are your thoughts on that? Hello? Anyways, we appreciate everyone today for coming. We appreciate, we are going to continue Akbar Khan Bugti. We appreciate. Yeah, Manish, do you have something to add, please?
Yes, absolutely.
Please go ahead.
Yes, so first of all, thank you very much. I am personally pained that I could not come. Booking and all these things got messed up at the last moment. But I appreciate what you guys are doing. To give some different angle and different pointers to the whole discussion which is going on the Martyr Day, which is coming on August 26th of Akbar Khan Bugti ji. Why do I feel personal connection to this? My grandparents came from what today is in Pakistan, Dera Ghazi Khan. Dera Ghazi Khan, which is a part of Punjab now, kilometers, or maybe about 8 to 9 hours of journey. We do speak Multani at home, and on that note, I would like to say, Balochistan, Bansi, and Sadi Puri Sport Tuade Naal hai.
Thank you very much. I think that will be the parting words for today. I really appreciate Nawab Bugti for joining us today here. I appreciate Nawab Mehran Mari for joining us today here. We are continuing our good fight. We will never forget the blood of Shaheed Nawab Akbar Khan Bugti. Today, more than 25 million Baloch are Nawab Akbar Bugti. Pakistan be free. Thank you, sir. Thank you. With that, I close.
Say all the things that I wanted